I'm Johan Durant, and this is the APTA Tour.
See you in Boston.
Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Weston Golf Club in Weston, Massachusetts, bringing you the Boston Open Grand Prix, a 2022-23 APTA Tour event, which is the 8th stop on the APTA Tour, presented by Remedy Plus and sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors Paddle Pro and Fusion, and local sponsors, including the title sponsor, Discipline Alpha LLC, platinum sponsors Labor LLC, Worcester Air, and Weston Golf Club, gold sponsors Xenon, Owl's Nest Resorts, and Bully Boy Distillers, and silver sponsor Narragansett Beer. I'm Lauren Mandel, along with Brad Easterbrook, bringing you this women's quarterfinal match between the number 2 seeds, Roxy Anika and Gabby Nicolescu, and their opponents Lynn Kiro and Macy Medeiros. Hi, Brad.
Hey, Lauren. It's a beautiful day out here in Boston. You know, the bump said coldest temperature of the season, but it's actually about 45 out there. Sunny, incredibly beautiful out there here at the Weston Golf Club. Let's quick take a look at our players out on the court. On the top left of your screen in all black outfit is Lynn Kiro from New Jersey, and her partner Macy Medeiros in the blue top, sending a roller there with the red paddle. And on the bottom right of your screen, we got Roxy Anika, part of our number 2 seed there, and her partner Gabby Nicolescu to the left. And we look forward to a great match. It's a rematch here, Lauren. I mean, let's take a quick look at the draw, see how the players got here, but we'll talk about that in a second. So for both teams, it was a, easy run through. Kiro Medeiros won match, 6-love, 6-1, 6-love, 6-love for Anika Nicolescu. And now here they are in a tremendous battle here in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this match. We saw a great match between these two teams in the semis of the Detroit Invitational, Brad, where it was 3 sets and it could have easily gone to Kiro and Medeiros, but they may not have been quite ready yet as a new team, and with Lynn Kiro, a relatively new player to the tour, I'm not sure they were ready to make that big breakthrough there, but this could be it.
No, and they gave Anika Nicolescu all they could handle out there. They were up 5. They won the first set. They were up 5-2 in the second set, I believe, and that's when Anika Nicolescu just kind of went on the run. They got more offensive, took some more chances, isolated some players out there, and it was a great turnaround from them. They ended up taking it 6-2 in the third. So, to me, it's a big matchup here, and Kiro Medeiros is a very threatening team. For an unseeded team, it's a tough team.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of start everybody gets out to here. They're going to be remembering that last match. Everyone's going to be very focused from the beginning. And, everyone here can hit a big ball, is very athletic, can get to everything. It's going to be a matter of who executes better and who can find a better game plan.
Yeah, in terms of pure offense, I mean, Kiro and Medeiros, they have massive weapons. They hit it hard. But, so do Nicolescu and Anika. To me, the battle's going to be actually, like you said, on execution and who's going to be able to find the right spot to hit their overheads, keeping it away from their opponent's offense, and who plays, some of the transition game a little better, too. These teams both play in transition. They can move up and back. It's going to be a really exciting match here.
I think that's really become such a big key in the women's game, who can play well in transition, because so many points are won and lost that way.
It's interesting because, as you said before, Lauren, all these players are extremely athletic. And, Nicolescu sort of made her initial runs at national championships using the hard roller, and we were talking about this a little before the match started. These guys are athletic enough, and if you pound it off the screen enough, Medeiros and Kiro can get some good looks. But Medeiros' real weapon, Kiro's real weapon is the forehand off the deck. She's still on the screens as a new player is, not quite as good as she is off the deck. Off the deck, you're going to watch her thunder some balls. Off the screens where she can't get her full Western grip on it, it's a little trickier for her. We'll see if that comes into play.
And speaking of rollers, Macy Medeiros has one heck of a huge roller of her own that she'll be pounding across, pounding into the back screen, and if you're not careful, into you.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely, and you'll see Nika, of course, she'll underspin shots, she'll hit some cuts, hit the ball short. You know, the weapon for me with Anika, the big question is she's got every shot in the game. Can she actually keep control of when she's going to use them? You know, her forehand she's extremely explosive, but there are moments, time to time, where she can get a little off the rails. Try one too tricky a shot with a backhand flip or something like that. If she keeps all of those, you know, her talent and use it at the right spot instead of just at random spots, she's going to be incredible. And if anything, she might be the best player not to win a national at this point in time, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure she loves that title, but it's true. And, you know, the thing with Roxy Anika is in most matches she has her ups and her downs, and her ups are, you know, transcendent. And if you're her opponent, you better be winning those games when she's having her downs.
Right, you got to make your hay when she's having her moments, because they're going to come back, and there are some fits and starts. But she's fearless in the shots she'll try. I mean, that is for sure.
Do you like her using the sidearm serve, Brad?
I love it. You know, players are still experimenting with it. It's been a work in progress for her, and I do like it. You know, she's putting it in there. She's actually hitting it not from underneath, but it's sort of halfway between overhand and an underhand serve. So she's hitting it sidearm and across the ball, actually making some spin go to the outside. You watch her ball will break to the right a little bit. So I do like it. Yeah, we'll see how it gets handled by Medeiros and Kuro. All right, so last few minutes here, warm up here, taking their serves. Sun will definitely be a little bit of a factor here, probably. You know, in the forehand corner here on the bottom side, we should mention our umpire in the chair too, Rick Eady. He's up there doing some yeoman's work. He'll be calling this terrific match.
Yeah, he'll be calling the score. He'll only call the lines if somebody asks him if there's a discrepancy. Otherwise, the players are making their own calls.
Now we're up here in New England, and this match definitely has a New England flavor to it for sure. We got Gabby Nicolescu live in Connecticut, Roxy Anika in Connecticut, Medeiros in Connecticut, and Kira lives in Jersey. So a lot of Northeast flavor be tuning in for this match.
Taking a lot of serves.
Yep, and this is actually extraordinary amount. It's good though. To me, when I used to warm up, I would actually find the thing I wanted to hit the most of was serves.
Yeah.
Felt to get my body warmed up the most, and you feel comfortable. There's nothing worse than going out in your first game and still feeling a little bit cold, and then you're throwing your serve in there. It's like fault. Oh, you don't quite have legs underneath you. So I understand it. This is a big match, and I think there's a lot kind of on the line here for both teams. You know, Kira Medeiros want to prove they got this. They can get over these players. I mean, of course, Medeiros has won a national championship already, but she did it as a relative newcomer, right? As a hunter when she was just hunting everybody else. Now she's one of the players who's a hunted player, right? And she's playing the top-seeded team right here, a second-seeded team. And Kiro's just on that mark where she's a rising star. And the last match she had match points, and then there were a couple little cracks in that match as it went back in there. So she's got to kind of prove it one more time here against the top team. I mean, they, you know, basically dusted everybody they played against except for a couple of top teams. They got to start beating those guys.
Here we go. Looks like Anika Nicolescu are going to serve to start the match.
A good shot of Ricky up there in the Owl's Nest, Crow's Nest.
Pretty nice day to be up there, you know, rather than when it's icing and snowing and then you really feel badly for the umpires. But it's kind of a nice day to be up there.
Yeah, it is absolutely stunning out here. A beautiful day, about 45 degrees out. Last year was so cold, you couldn't really, you know, hit shots with spin or anything, couldn't compress the ball. It was like 8 degrees last year when we held this tournament. Completely night and day difference. And that makes a difference in the play too, for sure. Harder, you know, you get more screen drives, more ability to play your offensive shots.
Here we go. Roxy Anika is going to serve.
Roller serve into the side screen there. The biggest thing I'm interested too, she tends to hit, you know, she can be predictable, Anika, about where she's hitting this serve. Tends to hit it wide on the deuce court and up the two on the ad court. If Medeiros and Kira are smart, they're going to move into position and cover those particular balls. There's a great offensive blitz right off the bat.
Love 15. All.
Really pulled the trigger on that one. Medeiros is kind of not a full commitment to that forehand, but Kiro blitzing too. I wonder if she's trying to get dipped low.
There's the first of many rollers we'll see from Gabby Nicolescu.
Yeah, and she's unique because she'll do it from 5 feet behind them. Nobody hits a roller from that. Very few people are rephrased hit a roller from that deep. I'm not sure I even love it, to be honest.
It's just she uses it like other people use a push overhead.
Yeah, but it's not like a pushover because it moves faster.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a reset because she's hitting it hard. It's just a different look. That's kind of why I don't like it. It's just not really designed for getting back in the net. But what's good about it for her is, wow, you can hear the crowd there on the side. They have a great side stand here. Awesome viewing area. They do a great job here at the Weston Golf Club. Oh, can she dig it? Nice catch.
I think we're going to see a lot of long points with the nice warm weather here. Nothing women can't get to.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I kind of look at it both ways. I think we're going to see both. Like, they have the capacity to play long points endless if they want to because everything's going to come off the screen.
Right.
But I also think the other way, everything's coming off the screen and these guys are going to hit it. So, like there, another 2 missed volleys there from Medeiros.
Right, not so easy to control those volleys. Okay. Good first game from Anika Nicolescu.
Yeah, they transitioned back. They won 2 or 3 points having to transition back, hit a couple of drives, and found good hip spots on Medeiros. So good playing.
On both those return of serves, though, as you pointed out, Medeiros didn't really commit to those forehands, so it'll be interesting to see how she's just a little tight or if she gets it going.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that underhand serve, that's sort of what it does to you. It doesn't stay as high. People love to hit the ball down, and they have confidence hitting it hard in a downward angle. But when you got to hit it hard, but you can't make the ball dip as much, sometimes you're afraid of hitting it long. Ooh, you hit it wide. She had a great blitz there and just missed it. But she should pull the trigger on that. And I personally think she should stand like 2 feet behind the service line when she's returning. She's standing on the baseline to start. I think she should just get right up in there. What a great return from Nicolescu.
15 all.
Nope, missed it.
Yeah, Medeiros, on the other hand, with her serve, she hits a low push. It's designed kind of to be like an underhand serve, meaning it's supposed to stay low, and she kind of takes a long, low drive. She gets in closer to the net than a lot of players. takes away somebody hitting the return down as much, but I don't know if I missed some there. That serve looked out to me, but I guess not. Great rip from Nicolescu early, just thundering some balls through.
Nicolescu and Nika look very sharp early. That's not what you want to see if you're their opponents.
You're absolutely right. I generally would love it if my opponents are missing balls, making mistakes.
And that happens sometimes. You
Yeah,
know,
sure.
Sometimes you can get them to come out a little cold, and that's where you.
And as you said, that's when you got to win your games and make sure you're making the runs and making no errors. All right, great return game there for Nicolescu and Anika. 2-love.
There's that big forehand return from Lynn Kiro.
Yeah, she snaps it good. She's got a chase here. Good move there. Way to recover in position there from Nicolescu. Tough volley.
She just gets down so low for her volleys. It's really nice to watch, especially sitting behind her. You can really see it.
Cut off there. Good recognition from Anika.
Ooh.
Great control of that volley. That's when she's hitting that overhead like that, that's how they want it. Speeds up the point. You got either Medeiros or Kiro chasing up the line, but then they're closing off the net. Right now, just you had mentioned early on execution, and it's not there yet for Kiro and Medeiros.
And the thing with those hard overheads is you better be ready to back it up with the volleys, and these two can.
Yep, and that's what they're doing,
Yeah.
and that was good use of it because she made her really chase. That's the whole idea, is to create movement. The question is, you know, are they sometimes over-reliant on it? And that is actually kind of the question. So just a great lead. Just tell Anika and Nicolescu right now just much sharper right now. Kiro Medeiros still trying to play their way into this. Because that's a sit and serve. I mean, Kiro just missed it.
Go again.
Yeah, she's hitting so hard. It's giving Kiro a tough time. And she's not running right to the spot. She was only got halfway there. Once that ball goes from your backhand side over and crosses to your forehand side, she has to turn around and make it the other way, and she can't come up with the goods there. So she either has to wait and then know she's playing with a forehand, or she's got to really run up that line right away. So a couple of good rollers there. Just sharper execution right now from Nicolescu and Anika.
Lynn Kiro serves differently than these other three women. She has more of an aggressive serve.
Yeah, I like it. This weather, though, it will come off
Yeah.
the screen. We might see some screen drives here, but she goes for an aggressive serve. That gets hammered.
That's sitting up.
Like the soft ones or the other ones, that's the
Yeah,
trick.
yeah.
It's probably the hardest thing in the game is to make that serve in first volley and to serve in such a fashion where, you know, your opponents can't kill it. Now you see she's trying to block Kiro. She doesn't want to get caught chasing. And that hard overhead watch, we're going to see if she's going to keep blocking or now she's chasing, but it's
Yeah.
around the other side of her again. And there it goes. She's got to start. She's losing it on the run forward, not able to come up with it again, and great use of it. So far, so good.
It's interesting because last time they played, I don't feel like she had. She's clearly having trouble figuring out how to play it. I don't feel like that was the issue last time.
Well, you're talking about in Detroit when
Yeah.
they played in Detroit.
Yeah.
It was also a lot colder in Detroit.
Yeah.
Which makes a difference. Here, when the weather starts getting in 45 and it's sunny, and right now they're a little flustered. They're going to have to sort of piece this thing together. When they're staying back, they're getting attacked with the hard overheads. And when they're up, ooh,
Got it. Football down a fault.
football. I guess that you'd feel a little better about that. I wasn't in any way, but no, it's kind of a little raining and pouring right now for Kira Medeiros. They're going to have to take a moment.
And if you're Anika Nicolescu, there's nothing you want to do more than just stand there and pound rollers all day. How happy are they right now?
Oh, that's just a bad overhead. She just gets crushed. And they've done a better job. Like that one there, you see Kiro trying to play that with a forehand volley. Now, granted, that's no easy volley, and the overhead set her up. But you've seen Nicolescu have some tough volleys, but she's committed to the backhand volley and to the position. She's made them in the tough situations right now. So 4-love for Anika Nicolescu, and just really firing and executing well. See, I love how that serve, it does break wide, even though Kiro knows it's going out there. It's hard for her to get the outside of the ball to bring it back cross court, so she has to go down the line. You know, I think if I'm Kiro, I start standing, believe it or not, up in the box a little more. That way she's got a head start on her forward run. And I haven't seen these guys hit anything soft behind her, so just, no, that's a mistake. Nice job. She's got, Anika right on top of the net. She's hitting the drive, looking for the blitz, but there's nothing there.
15-love.
That's long.
That's what they have to hope for right now, that they're just going to get a few errors and Anika Nicolescu are going to stop being so hot.
Yeah, Anika Nicolescu are making few to
Yeah,
no errors, executing beautifully, taking all the shots that, I mean, Kiro Medeiros is making errors, but taking anything they got and putting it right back, and, attacking beautifully. So, and you're right, that's the danger zone for Anika Nicolescu. Don't flare a couple of errors here, don't give them any life.
Yeah, don't let them have any hope.
I've always said many times in these matches, and this is not an uncommon thing, where a team races out to a 4-love, and then the other team gets one game, just one, and then it sort of like starts to even itself out. It reaches its equilibrium, And right now it's just running hot for Anika Nicolescu, but they got a good little opportunity here to get a break. And get this match started for them. Oh. Just closing in better and making better first volleys. Great job there. Stuck it behind her. I think personally both these guys got to start standing in and taking this thing even earlier. Oh, that's a good roll. Right at the corner. If you watch where she's aiming it, she's going right at the crease there. Again, great positioning and commitment to that backhand volley from Nicolescu. It's out though. All right, there we go. And now the match begins. 4-1, they finally get their first game in here. Then they finally get a few errors from Anika Nicolescu. So 4-1, first game there for Kiro Medeiros, and it's time to talk about one of our great sponsors, Paddle Pro. For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. And for more information, go to www.paddlepro.com. #1 in paddle sports. All right, so 1-4 down.
Okay, well, clearly Anika Nicolescu have hit a little patch of errors, but I still haven't seen Kiro and Medeiros win a point.
Yeah, actually win it on their own paddle. Yeah, you're right. But, we've kind of known that this is how it runs. When Anika and Nicolescu and run just like hot, they are hot. you know, specifically Anika, you know, she tends to run more hot and cold comparatively, but their highs are so high. But they do invariably have the lows, and now you got to capitalize. They got 2 errors in this game. They're up 30-15, so here's the key for them. But like you said, we haven't seen yet Kiro Medeiros win too many points on their own paddles yet. But either way, if they lull these guys, if the other team gets up 4-love, the big mistake when you get up 4-love is to start doing things differently than you were before. Meaning, when Anika Niculescu were winning, they weren't hitting cut spinners or doing anything different. They had specific things they were doing. All of a sudden in that last game, you saw her try to cut shot, it goes out, right? Now I understand that's part of her repertoire, she wants to use it, but you know, usually you gotta feel your way into that. They're gonna have to start closing off this net. I mean, they are getting blitzed on.
It's natural, right? They relaxed a little at 4-love, and you know, it happens all the time in paddle. Those leads evaporate very quickly when you're playing quality opponents.
That's out. And they are teeing off on these returns. It was a great first volley that time, but look at that, she isolated. That's 6 balls in a row right to Kiro. Lobbing down the line, sets up the forehand. I'm not sure why she's not hitting that ball into the Anika backhand, hitting that push overhead more towards the other side. That's your safe spot on the court. Anytime you can get Anika to hit a backhand, that's your best play. Her forehand's lights out, her backhand not so much, right? That's a huge return. They right that ship, and it's 5-1 now. So great job for Anika Niculescu. They made a couple errors early there. It looked like the error train was continuing, but then they get it right back.
Okay, Niculescu serving for what would be a very quick set.
Oh yeah, gosh. 15, 20-minute. Here's the key, though. They got to start lining up the safe spot, Kiro and Medeiros. They got to find the Niculescu backhand if they can. Oh, that's great. Nice transition back from Anika. That's going to be a hard roller. Make a Niculescu chase, but she does it so often to everybody else. She knows what's going on.
She liked that one too.
Oh, that was great. You know, they're trying to give her a little of her own medicine, and she said, no, I know where this is going. Took backhand high, hit it right down at her feet. And this is sort of the risk reward of that entire play right there.
Good move by Kiro. You know, just somehow when you try to hit it behind the player coming in, it's very easy to push it wide, and that's what Niculescu did.
Yeah, overall she's done a great job reading the blitz and volleying directionally away from the blitzer. That time, though, the pressure does get to you, no question. There, she's done a masterful job of that right there, where you see Medeiros coming in, but she gets, like you said before, you made a great point about how down she gets for her volleys. Because she's not only getting these balls in the shoelaces, she's controlling where they go and controlling the pace, and that's not easy to do. Right at the crease, that's well done. Good cover from Kiro. There's the one that's going to be giving her troubles. Nice. Longest point of the match.
She missed
it wide. Had the blitz.
I'd stay away from Gabby right now. She's feeling good. She's got everything firing.
Good roller right there. Medeiros got more aggressive there. She closed in on the volley.
I mean, clearly Medeiros and Caro have to make their way into the net whenever they can. That's their best chances here.
That's great use of the roller again. She's using it well. That's beautifully spotted drive. Nicolescu, though, working like an oiled machine there. When one player's close it in, the other guy's got their back in the transition game. Oh, that dropped in.
Wow.
What a shot.
But much better job by Caro Medeiros on these last few points. They're reading the rollers better, they're handling them better, and they're getting themselves back into the point. So good sign for them, even if they lose the set.
Yeah, I think you're making a great point, Lauren, that what you want to do now, you don't really worry about winning the set, you worry about starting to play better points and taking that into the second one. If you happen to win it, great, but you know, you don't put your energy into that. You put your energy into, let's play these points the way we need to and the way we want to. So going forward, it's a 3-set match, all right? You know, the last time they played these guys, they won the first set and still lost the match, you know? So it's all about making the adjustments, start to play the game that you want.
What a get, what a volley, what a get.
Yeah, but the blitz play has not worked for them at all yet. I think they should just, you know, start slowing it down a little bit and then work for the right opportunity and start trying to draw them into a couple of errors if they can. Problem is, this is what's happening. Like, if they don't hit the right ball and they give it a hard one, they gotta slap it back a little. Then she starts with a heavy roller and then the track meets on, and that's what Anika and Nicolescu want.
That last shot made me think of when Jerry Vian says, slow hands, fast feet. You know, she was so close to the net by the time she caught up with it. She just needed to touch it. She didn't need to give it that big swing. Great return. I'm not even sure Anika saw it. Went so fast by her.
Shout out to Mirta Molenveld, who can't be here with us. Great pro out in the Birmingham, Michigan area now.
Mirta, we miss you.
Top player. Not playing this year, unfortunately. But I was lucky enough to have her put me on her social schedule. I had some dinner with her when I was in Detroit. She's doing great over there. That one hit the seam and came back inside and surprised Medeiros there. All right, here we go, set point. No, I mean
deuce. Back to deuce.
Sorry, back to deuce. I love seeing Anika and Nicolescu communicate in this way. They have the tendency too, when the matches go certain ways, to get a little fiery, you know, and They got to keep this type of communicate. That's a big rip. That's the Medeiros rip that we want to see more of. She got that on her outside of her.
Kiro, she hit it in on the last deuce point too, just like supersonic speed. I don't even think Anika saw the last one, so if she can keep that up, that's a good sign.
She's constantly hitting that on her backhand side, getting her to play the forehand. It's problematic. Right at the crease, great ball. Oh, those hands from Nicolescu. Oh, that's a great ball from Kiro. Great pace on that. She didn't overplay it. She pushed it soft and behind her. Exact play to do, and that's a big game for them. Yep. Like we said, if they just get a few games, get this match working the way they want to there, they capitalize at the right time, and we found a couple of huge drives there from Kiro. They're going to need a little bit more of that.
That game was so much more competitive, and they looked so much more, you know, like a team that could actually win this match in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like every other match, you do have to feel your way into this. You have to work your way through it. And they didn't execute in the beginning. They didn't have quite the timing on the drive. Maybe even a couple of nerves in there. You know, but here we go. Kiro's down 2-5. And they're making a good show of it here now after being down 4-love.
Serving with a new ball. Practice.
Takes practice serve with a new ball. That's the second foot fault call on her. And she's going to have to, she should take a minute. It's very easy to kind of get mad at the ref for this kind of thing, or the umpire. You got to take a second and say, okay, maybe even ask, is it my right leg? Is it my left leg? I can't tell. I think she's moving her front foot.
Her front foot, I agree.
Yeah, I think she's moving her front foot almost like she turns it a certain way and then she turns it forward and in and steps up on the line. It's not what you would call an egregious foot fault or anything, but it doesn't matter. It's a foot fault. And, you know, as pros at this level, it's just something you got to work out. Yeah, she moves that front foot. Just has a step to it, and there you can see her actually. She was a good 2-3 inches behind the baseline. That's what she needs to be. And it's hard. She probably isn't even conscious of the foot moving. You know, she's up in her motion. She's ready to go. Oh, that's a way to dig that. That's great athleticism. Yeah, that's good. She tracks that ball nicely. Play there. The problem with that is Kiro's hitting the ball up to Anika there. If she's going to hit that, I'd actually like to see her go higher and a little harder, almost go up into the chest area of her, because she actually had a disadvantage in that blitz exchange. If you're hitting the ball down at your opponent, that's one thing. When you're hitting it up at them, they have the advantage. They're going to volley down to you. That's just beautifully timed. Start handling this. Oh. And there it is. Game and first set.
And we will be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by MyPaddle.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your body with the shot and the bar. Now available in a deliciously energizing power pack. See how much farther you can go with Remedy Plus.
Okay, we are back at the Boston Open Grand Prix, starting the second set of the women's quarterfinals between Anika Nicolescu and Kiro Medeiros. And Anika Nicolescu won the first set 6-2, and Roxy Anika serving to start the second set.
Yeah, it was a great first set. I mean, Nicolescu just came out firing, just so strong, and not great execution there from Medeiros. Kiros, they were getting hurt badly by the hard rollers. Not able to lob them back enough. Oh, that's a great lob there. And look at that, Nicolescu really is taking over in a bit of matches in these transition points, volleying in between. Just her overall offense. That shot right there will work a little better for Kiro because she didn't get turned around. But if they can't handle that hard roller, the match is basically, it's over, right? You know, they're going to have, that's the number one thing. You play Anika Nicolescu, you have to handle the hard overhead.
But the good news for Kiro Medeiros is they put on a much better show in the last few games of that second set, and they look much more comfortable. I mean, they've lost the first couple points here, but I expect this set to be much more competitive.
There it goes. Yeah, see, I like that play there. On anything that's going towards the center, if, you know, Medeiros trying to help out there, but they had some confusion as to who was getting that one for a second there, but I actually like that play. Medeiros getting it. The problem is Kiro was starting to go for it as well. Again, there's the hard overhead once again.
That turned into a very good little shot that Kiro hit.
Yeah, you know, it's she thinks she's going to lob it, and the honest truth is I think Kiro's trying to lob it, but she's barely getting it back. When you see your opponent in that type of trouble, you can't get that far off the net. You got to get ready to close quickly, because if she takes the ball up, she can volley right back at her for a winner. She's got caught a little off the net. High lob. But there you see that transition ball. Nicolescu has won 4 or 5 points in transition there. I mean, it was a great lob. It goes to the back, but because of the warm weather, the ball's popping off the screen, coming out high, and you know she takes a good strike and puts it right at Kiro's feet. Hard for her to handle it. What about switching sides for Kiro and Medeiros, Lauren? For backcourt switch?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's worth a shot, right? I mean, give them a different look. Always good to give your opponents a different look when nothing else is working.
Great first volley, but man, they are teeing up these returns. The perfect play, and she's got to put more air on that overhead, maybe not, because she's going all the way behind Kiro. I wouldn't actually mind seeing a seamless switch there either.
Yeah.
Kiro just cross in front, because by the time Medeiros hits that and tries to get back over there, it's just too far. It's too much of a travel for her.
That's not how
you... she misplayed it. She knew she misplayed it.
She almost pulled it off, too.
Very close, missed by an inch. Almost pulled it out of the hat there. But the ball ate her up a little when she misplayed it. But that's the shot.
Yeah.
If Anika's beating you with her backhand, fine.
Yep.
You know, but you want her to play that shot all day long. Let her hit that. She will make that, by the way. But of all the things you want, that's what you want. And I've seen, how many backhands did she even hit today?
I think
that
one.
might be the
I think
first
one.
one she's hit, right? And if she hasn't hit a single backhand in a set plus a game, I mean, to me, there's an issue with that. Oh, that went out off the lead court. That's a nice break there from Kiro Medeiros.
Okay, all tied up in the second set.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think she's hit a single backhand.
I
that's
haven't
it.
seen one. Which is hard to believe.
Well, there's a couple of reasons for it. One, they're driving it through a lot and they blitz a lot. There haven't been that many long points, but when they're up there, it's shocking to think that she hasn't hit the backhand yet. Just long. See, that's just great. You know, they're trying to play the offensive blitz play, and Gabby's actually turning it into an offensive opportunity for herself. Gillespie closing in, volleying the ball to her feet. Almost got it behind her on the second one.
Anika's,
Yeah, go ahead.
Anika's doing an exceptional job of volleying behind.
Yeah, that's what I was actually I was kind of making. It's not that she's falling behind. She's seeing the drives coming off. She knows it's coming. She's closing in, cutting it off. It's one thing to volley behind, but she's on top of the net and reading that ball. She knows Medeiros is hitting it. It's got to have some deception. I think that serve was just long.
30-15.
There's the APTA photographer, Larry Cornacchia, making his way. Although he's technically not the Wow, look at that low volley again, Lauren. You brought it up earlier and you've seen it a dozen times.
Much better lobs from Kiro Medeiros. Whoa.
In terms of just lobs, yes. But in terms of control of lobs and moving their opponents around, like that point, what I'd love to see them do, part of what's making Nika have such a great opportunity of closing in is they're not going, okay, Nicolescu back here, and then quick block lob down over Anika, making her move back. So they're not shifting them up and back, right? And Anika's been basically sitting on top of the net. They're not controlling the lobs and then finding the space they want to hit the drive to. So they're creating no confusion with it, and eventually, really, they're just getting an opportunity to hit a hard one. And once they hit the hard one, it's off to the races, and they've had just a high degree of success with it. That's a great duck there from Nicolescu.
She missed the easy one, Brad.
I think because she went for it.
Yeah.
She's off the net and she's going for an offensive volley. That's not the place to go for the offensive volley. When she hit those great ones behind her before, she's like, a couple inches from the net. There she's 4 feet off the net. You don't try an offensive volley from back there. You can make too many errors. That's a great communication switch there.
Really whips that forehand.
Again, great transition play from Anika Nicolescu. Oh, dig. Nope, can't come up with that. That's just awesome playing. And there you see the teamwork of a number 2, seeded team. Nicolescu makes sort of a risk, right? She cuts across thinking she can cut off the volley, and Medeiros reads it perfectly, drives it right down the line, but Anika's got her back. She runs back, transitions back, and they end up winning the point on the drive from the backcourt. So just beautifully done.
I mean, to your point, Anika Nicolescu really look so much more like a cohesive team than they ever have. I mean, they've always both been great players, individual players, but they're really doing a good job over the course of this season and into melding themselves into a really good team.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no question that, I mean, they've been executing very well today, and we haven't really, except for that little section there at that one game when they're up 4-love, when they made 3 or 4 errors, we haven't seen sort of this area where they've made a bunch of errors or given a lot of room for Kiro and Medeiros to, you know, make a comeback. They're not giving them anything, and Kiro and Medeiros are struggling to win points on their own paddles. Is really what it amounts to. There she stays back because she's been struggling holding serve, but this is where that one's out. Good, forced a volley error there. But that's what they've struggled doing, you know, forcing those type of volley errors. And she was right there on that one, but good pace from Medeiros.
I think it's smart to stay back again. Give them another look.
But why is that ball going right to her forehand? I'm going to say it like 7 times. Yeah. You know, that ball's literally straight to her forehand. Why isn't that ball going deep down into Anika backhand? I still haven't seen Anika play a backhand.
Well, we saw one.
Yeah, well, okay. Since that time or before that time. You know, like. Great hands from Medeiros there. And smartly, Gillespie goes right at her long and deep. That's a mistake a lot of players. They try to hit the ball down in front of the player instead of through the player when the player's backing up. And all the right shots there. That's well played. She reads the spin. So when you cut the ball into that back screen, it's going to spin off there and go to the side. She's turning around perfectly. Nicolescu. There's a strategy here for some reason to be playing. There we go. Like
backhand.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's your safe spot.
Yes.
And, you know, they didn't get anything out of it, and she made the right shot, but just play a few more balls into the safe spot and let these points go a little bit. Right. You know, that's what I mean. Let these points go. The longer the points go, the more opportunity you're actually giving those guys to make an error at this point, you know, because they're beating you on the full offensive game right now. That's how I kind of look at it.
I agree with you. I think that the same thing. Every time there's a long point, I think there's an opportunity for them to make an error. I mean, that's really their best bet. Oop.
Oh, a little miscommunication there, and then that's not the jump. But that's a great lob back. But good job. And what they did in this game is just throwing a couple looks. She was, even that one, she was serving a volley, but she was doing it in a halfway where if she saw the return that she could handle, she'd pick it up and do it. If not, she was easily able to go back and get the transition ball. So good hold there. Smarter play from Kiro Medeiros, and that's what they're going to need. And start to take notice now. In the last 2 games, you know, we saw the amount of points that Anika and Nicolescu were winning on the hard overhead, and that's a thunder forehand. But we haven't seen it in the last couple of games. If we see that hard overhead point, you know, that Nicolescu and Anika, if it dries up, that'll be huge for Kiro and Medeiros. That's good. That'll bode really well for them. That means they're in their match. It's that point there where they're hitting it hard, making Kiro switch across. If that starts to dry up,
It's also really hard if you're playing a match and there's a play that you keep going to that's working for you that all of a sudden the opponent's neutralized. Then it's a little bit of a panic. Like, what am I going to do now to win my points?
Great volley. That's long. It's a good look. Just missed it a little bit long going on the down the line, the little less court. I think if she hits that cross court, it's in, but I think she does have to hit a few down the line because they poach so much.
Yeah.
I don't mind the play. I don't understand the blitz when they've gotten hurt more than help at this point.
Well,
Until they start teeing it off and hitting it downward, they're really gaining nothing. That's a put-away volley for them.
Medeiros has to hit,
Yeah,
has
she's
to
gotta-
clock that return. She can't half pace it like that.
She's rolling it
Yeah.
up. That's not going to work for a blitz. There's a good look. That's
Oh,
perfect
got her.
drive. And they finally got her off the net, hitting a weak overhead, and they got that's like paddle 101, textbook right there. Perfect shot. And Nika didn't close back in. She got confused. She should have, at that point, transitioned back because she never got in position. She actually got hit in the foot. Great drive from Medeiros. Oh, that's a beautiful overhead from there. That actually might have been a good time for a blitz. Nope, she got her again on the backhand side, but the ball's moving and crossing for her backhand or forehand. She's having a flip, and she's been based maybe 50% on those.
So is Kiro just not reading it right? Like, does she not realize it's going for her from her back into her forehand?
Yeah, I think she has to stand up and in, knowing this is a possibility. She's standing actually.
Yeah.
Normally, you want to stand back and be defensive, like in a lot of cases. But when they're hitting these hard ones, you actually want to move yourself up to the baseline so you can chase them down better. A quick word about one of our great sponsors, also Fusion. And Fusion is a proud sponsor to the APTA. And Fusion curates what's next in branded gear and apparel for your company, your team, or your event. With a team of dedicated industry experts, Fusion curates high-end product selection for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate identity. And they create a stress-free shopping experience with online stores, custom online stores, and quick custom ordering to get the gear you need now without any hassle. So visit www.gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion provide you with the gear to fuel your brand. All right.
Big game here, Brad.
Yeah, it's kind of at this moment. They got to
Yeah.
just keep it close. You get the feeling like they need to just keep the pressure on. And there's a nice backhand cut. You got to recognize when that ball gets cut like that, it's going to stop when it hits the ground. Medeiros still backing up a little bit. Great shot.
It stopped and it jumped.
Yep. She just take that return and sort of juxtapose what Medeiros is doing on her return. She's rolling it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Niculescu is just thundering it. That's what Medeiros has to start doing with it. Otherwise, they can't use the blitz play, and they actually just have to stay back.
And Medeiros can thunder it herself. She's perfectly capable of doing that.
And, certain level of confidence.
Yeah.
Timing, things get off, but that's where, paddle's a game where you can adapt and adjust, and you can change your strategies midstream. If you have a blitz play and you've gotten 1 point out of 15, it may be time to say, okay, I got to change what I'm doing with this play or put this play away, right? And maybe not now, and we'll work on it some more next time. And there's a smart play. You got the Thunder return, they stayed back. This is how Kiro held the last game. They actually were smart about how they were coming in. Variety of overheads, just keeping them on the move. Just keeping them on the move, Kiro Medeiros. And if they could have a pattern of lobs here, like I'd lob this one cross court, right? See, I would push that one. There's the hard overhead, nice,
No.
wide, good job. Making them chase, making them run. Great job, all right.
Just a solid game from Nika Niculescu. I mean, they're taking it to them. Gabby Niculescu serving at 4-2.
Yeah, that was a dominant break. That was a big showing there. Let's see if they can consolidate this here. This is, to me, they kind of need this game.
We said that in the last game, but now we really mean it.
Yeah, I mean, so, clearly they can come back from 5-2,
Yeah.
also.
There's a blitz.
And there was a successful play. Still not sure it was a bigger return. It was actually, Niculescu's been closing in and putting those away, but that's good. It worked on that one, and that's big. See, that's a thunder blitz. That's a good play. Now there is the return you need for the blitz, and still, what a great volley. She actually kept that ball low, didn't pop it up, and that's just not an easy volley. If I'm Medeiros, I'd lob volley that ball and retreat. Because when you don't get the ball above the net, it's just not quite feeling that thing there.
But Kiro is, so it's fine, I think, for Medeiros to blitz because Kiro's hitting a great return every single time now.
Oh!
As if they needed that.
Yeah. That's the way it goes sometimes. I like Kiro. Normally you would pick the ball up and hit it to your opponent. Instead she rolled it back onto the net.
Popped another one out.
That's surprising. She popped up 2 of those. She's actually not closing, and she knows she's not closing in. Before she was playing it kind of with an aggressive mindset. Got 2 of them.
Not that one. that was
big. Oh, this would be huge. Come back in this game. Take it after just being broken in love.
playing this one Australian.
Oh, that was a quick trigger there. Great break back there.
Way to hang in there by Kiro Medeiros. That was excellent stopping of the freight train.
Yeah, they just get broken at love, and then they come right back. 4-3 now for Anika Niculescu. Let's see, Kiro did a great job serving in her last game, and she did a mix of coming to net and staying back. I expect to see a little bit of the same. I like it because it, just gives her a different look, and it's not such a reliance on trying to make a good first volley there, because the returns have just been really strong from Niculescu and Anika. Another new ball. She's going to take a practice serve. It's always interesting to see. You hit the hard serve the way Kiro does. It doesn't give you a lot of time to get in, so she's going to stay back here and can't fly off the screen like that one. Nice spotted drive there from Anika, goes right at Medeiros. But you think the serve, because it's hard, is challenging, but it's still bouncing up, and if they can attack it downward, it's always a good return. And the thought process with the slower serve that's lower is that you can get in quicker and they can't hit it as down. And it's always kind of like a player's battle of how they want to go about doing this.
Right, because when it's slower and they can't hit it down, but they can still peg it because it's slower.
That was a great roller there. And actually Niculescu played it properly in terms of moving up the side wire there, but it hit the seam and it straightened out. So good fortune there. And that happens all the time, to top players and club players alike. It's very hard to see a ball hitting the seam, and it can move different ways. And good leave there. One-handed screenshot there. It is unique to see some of the players with good two-handed backhands, including Sven Burch, actually, who will play the balls off the screen with a one-handed shot when he's got a really good two-handed backhand. I'm always surprised by that. I always think the two-hander's a better option of the two, but you start doing it one way and it works for you.
Just missed. Went for 4-all.
Yeah. That was close. Good leave. But I like this. They're giving him less targets now by staying back. And if she gets a good strike, there's a good soft overhead, but good close back in. Right at the crease.
Good recovery. giving them a little belief now, Brad.
No, that was great.
Yeah.
Great break and hold from Kiro and Medeiros, and I love the way they approached that thing. Stayed back a few times, different looks. Didn't run right into the freight train of the return of serve. And, you know, a couple of looks there for Anika Niculescu, but they just missed a couple, and
Yeah.
that's what they got to take. And here she goes off to the races, turning and spinning, and that's the problem right there. She's hitting that same spot.
She's
So-
laughing. She was so far ahead of it, she couldn't find it.
We talked about execution before, right as we started this match, and you know that's not a tough serve. She's just not quite feeling that drive.
She hasn't the whole match really been. I mean, she has a great oh wow, that's the first one we've seen Kiro miss in a while. Maybe that Anika serve is giving them more trouble than we.
I personally don't understand why she's not. I would hit that return serve from about 3 feet behind
Yeah.
the baseline. I would be halfway inside from there and take it right at the top of his bounce and go early and over it. But staying back, she just don't have the confidence yet, you know, in doing that.
Boy, that's a big sigh of relief for Roxy Anika. That was a very easy hold.
Yeah, it was a gifted game.
Yeah.
You know, it was great confident hold. But mostly it was just a couple misses from Kiro Medeiros. I mean, you know, that's it. But nice and easy when you get to the latter stage of this thing. They give you a nice freebie there.
They worked so hard to get back to 4-all and did such a good job, and then they kind of gave that game away, which is a shame.
You want to keep building it. Yeah, and here it's been no easy feat to hold serve for Kiro Medeiros, so now they're, you know, pressure's on them now. Now, I don't know if you were privy to any backroom conversation of that, but how much do you think, you know, knowing Anika Niculescu, they wanted to prove a point also that, you know, to these guys, hey, you had us down. It was like, did they actually have a match point in Detroit? Or I don't know if they did, but they were 5-2 in the second, having won the first, right? So they had them right on the brink, you know, and this is such a, you know, crucial moment. Actually, when you're a top player, you don't want other teams thinking they can get over on you. You know, so they're trying to prove their point too there.
A little Australian of their own here, Kiro Medeiros. They're probably talking about whether Kiro's going to go or stay.
Great spot.
15-30.
See, if you're going to do the Australian there, I'd serve it up the tee. It's going to force the return more at Kiro. Oh, got her handcuffed. Right back at her. Good hands, though. That's trouble. Yeah, but see, she's not moving forward into the ball. She's back, and she's playing it at the guy right on top of the net. Anika's right there, and just a beautiful recognition. She closes, and as you said before, volleys behind.
And she loves that volley.
All right, here we go. Couple match points here. Ooh. All right, one save. Good wide serve there. Stretches Anika out. She took the return the only place she can go, which was down the line because she got stretched out, but net's a little higher there. Great serve. Gutsy. I like this. Got a little strategy here. Niculescu's just been thumping these. Like going hard. Yep. Oh! There's some fortune. This is the volley. Great volley just to get it back. Made her finish it, and she misses it. And that shot gets missed more than almost anything else you would think is easy. You're running in.
Yeah, it's a hard volley
It's not
that doesn't
simple.
look like a hard volley.
Right. It looks like it should be a layup every time, but it really isn't. Yeah, nice move. That time they used a play where they stick her in the middle of the Australian, and she moves to the right. Now they're using some service plays. This is great. They're scratching, clawing, and they got to get game point. Sometimes I like that from a player like Niculescu. You say, I don't care what your strategy is. I'm ripping this ball here. Go ahead and see if you can make this volley. And she just went right at Kiro. And I totally respect that. I think that's a good play. Oh, again, but they're making it tough because good volleying and they're playing nice plays. They're getting them to think about it. I love it.
That was a much easier volley, though, for Anika than the one before, but still missed it.
Yeah, still, as you're doing it, you're transitioning in. You just went from hitting a forehand. The ball's coming back to you within a second of time or even less. Not so simple. Just stay back. I like it. Different strategy. There's a harder one. Chase it up the wire. All right, it's coming. It's coming. Kiro's got to move up and in. She's
Getting her steps in.
She is, but anytime they cross it over to her forehand side, it's a problem. We're running about 50%. But she is chasing them down. That is just awesome. That's just the series of balls they played in there, kept them chasing, kept her chasing, kept her on the run, and then the last ball, she's setting up like she could hit it hard, and then she takes the pace off and rolls it right behind her. Just gorgeous. Perfect ball.
She missed it.
I think she tried to play like a really precise lob there when she might have wanted to just put it up and retreat, and she tried to go down the line. She just not easy to execute while backing up. I love how this is like, they're really scraping here. They're really trying to push this, get this 5-all. Nice volley, inside out. There's a good read there, though. That was a great read. She saw that situation, and in that situation, neither player was on top of the net. So when that drive got hit, there was a ton of room for that ball to get lower than the net. That was awesome.
What a hold from Macy Medeiros. That match could have been over 5 times, looked like.
It was 2 break points down, so there were 2 match points saved, and that was.
But a lot of other points that they looked like they were going to get another match point. I mean, just a great game, great hold.
That's the one right there. Whenever it crosses over the other side of her, she struggles as she's running, losing sight of the ball. And it's not a simple thing because she's making a full forward run. A lot of players might want to turn, and so they keep the ball in their vision as they're running. She's not able to do that. When she turns and tries to get it, she doesn't catch up to it. It's time and time again, that one play right there. Huge. Niculescu is suddenly bothered. That didn't bother her at all before. She's dipping him, and now the movements are coming, and she's not controlling that first volley. She started popping it up, so strategy's finally paying off in the last couple of games. Tell them to put it in their back pocket, but it's working now.
It's a good thing they didn't listen to you.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, conversely, I would keep the ball away from the Kiro forehand. It's the biggest shot by far from the Medeiros-Quiros team, and I don't know why they keep giving her forehands. She's lacing them.
I mean, it's really on the return of serve more than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, she's teeing up the return. They're just struggling to keep it away from there with their serves. I mean, Gabby's one of these players who just puts the serve in the box and trusts in her great volleys. I mean, she just does like a push serve, and she, like you said, she gets low, and she makes great first volleys, one of the best first volleyers in the game. Definitely something that separates her.
Yeah, but if she's going to do that, I'm not sure if she should come in behind it right now because she's getting burned. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah, tough. It's a great return, too.
Yeah.
There it is, good. She's got a beat on that one. Nice. Great cutoff, pushed up the line. Oh, she pushes it long. It is a great play. Got Anika to stretch and created the opening. Point's not over, mind you, but it's so easy to push the ball out when you think the other player might have a chance to get it. You hit it too soft, so she just overcooked that one a little bit.
Point for 6-5.
How about that?
Deuce.
That was out. A couple of timely faults for Kira Medeiros. They'll take those, and they get a huge, huge break point here. Basically their first lead in the match they'll get here.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good dipper. That time she controlled it, the pace. Purposeful dipper at her feet. Ooh.
I feel like Nicolescu and Nika had to do a Houdini act to stay in that point, but they did. They survived it.
I mean, that was great and beautiful recognition on the volley from Nicolescu. They're transitioning back. She doesn't slam it hard. She puts the perfect pace on it, dives in the snowboard.
Oh, and a serve miss.
Add in.
A return miss, unusual from Lynn Kiro.
Yeah, she's been teeing it up pretty good. Oh, Lescu. Good hands by both players there. Great read again. And then you see how Nika closes again. And Nicolescu knows this. What a rip that was.
That is like a slingshot, that forehand.
Yep. Yeah, this is great battle stuff. All the teams all the players recognizing the importance of each one of these points right now. It's right down to the wire. It's a do or die, basically, for Kira Medeiros. And Nika Nicolescu gotta finish him off, but another break point here. Another huge return from Kiro.
It's coming, it's coming. Add out.
Now she's been doing that like half pace roller now. That's actually been effective. She's starting to draw a bead on putting the ball super low, dipping it at her feet. She hasn't really felt comfortable ripping it the whole day, but she's starting to draw a bead on really dipping this ball down, and it's making a huge difference here. Oh, they got miscue, and there's the break. That was supposed to be a poach, and Nicolescu going behind, but she left a little late, and just right into the empty court. Great break of serve there from Kira Medeiros. Well earned.
It's a crazy game, Brad. I mean, would you have put a lot of money on this match being over 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, when they got up 4-2, you know, that was the crucial game, and you know they got it right back. And so then it's been really from that moment on, they've been scratching and clawing and really working their way back into it. Kiro and Medeiros are fighting right now. They're not getting the better of them. They're just fighting, and they're doing an awesome job. And you know, in that game, they benefited from like 2 or 3 missed faults. There was a little miscue, you know. And they took advantage of it, and they just keep plugging away. And they're fighting now. They're making the other guys put them away. And right now they got a chance to serve it out.
And at the same time, I mean, Anika and Nicolescu are fighting themselves now. They know they had 2 match points. They know they could have been in the shower by now. And it's very hard to put that behind you as much as you know you have to.
Yeah, no, it's a great point, Lauren. She's coming in this time. Ooh. Oh, wow. Yeah, you know, I love the confidence of top players because that's not an easy shot that Anika's trying. You know, she's mad that she missed it, but it wasn't simple. She took a shoelace volley and then went to a lower than the net volley with her backhand and tried to hit a winner. Not so simple, but I get it. That's frustration on the whole thing, having the 2 match points, just getting broken there, and knowing how huge that miss is at this point. What a get from Kiro.
And knowing that they were getting the better of all those close volley exchanges earlier in the match, and now not so much.
See, look at how she's playing that. You see how she immediately turned, got sight of it, and went right up the line? Kiro's making a run first. She loses sight of the ball and then struggles to get the turnaround there. And that was a switch at the net. I actually don't mind that play every now and then. They didn't switch back. I mean, they got switched because they had to transition back, but I don't mind that play.
You know, if Kiro and Medeiros win this set, it's going to be the exact same thing that happened in Detroit, but opposite.
The opposite way, yeah.
6-2 and then 7-5 the other way.
There's Roller.
30-15.
Yeah, I'm in the mindset that the warmer it gets, the better it is for Anika Nicolescu. They have so many explosive shots into that screen, and it's just hard for players to chase them. I mean, back before, you know, Hanish and Zaborri started dominating the women's tour, it took Hanish some time. You know, Nicolescu was dominating the tour right before that, right? And she was dominating it, and she was turning around Hanish in that corner just the same way she's doing to others. So it's like a rite of passage. You know, you have to get back in there. Great low volley. That time she doesn't close off, keeps it right on her. Great job.
And look what we have here. 2 set points for Kiro Medeiros.
What a turnaround. They fought for it. They changed their strategy on their service games. Kudos to them. Oh, right there on the volley, just mishits it. I think she actually thought, you know, Anika was going to hit that harder. It kind of came into like a mid-pace volley, and it just died on the Medeiros paddle. It didn't look that difficult, but sometimes players take a little pace off, they put it on, and it's hard to see it right in the moment.
Another set point.
Big
Great
serving.
serve.
Yeah, big serving. There's the blitz. Oh, yeah. I hit a reset. I would love to see some low overheads through the middle, too, every now and then. It's always high. What a get! And that does it. That scrape off the side screen from Kiro. Wow! It looked like she was barely going to get that back, and she flicks the two-hander, and Anika's there, but nets that volley. What a comeback. Scraping and clawing, Lauren.
That is why it's never over until it's over. Paddle is amazing that way. Great, great fight and comeback from Kiro and Medeiros, and we will be back with a 3rd set in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by MyPaddle.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your car, then fuel your body with Remedy Plus.
I'm Florentina Hanish, and I'll be giving you some tips on how I hit my screen locks. The purpose of this shot is to push your opponents off the net so later on you can cause a reaching volley error. Ideally, you want to do this shot when your opponent's very close to the net or you're out of balance or out of position, you need to buy yourself time. I would like to make sure when I'm hitting my screen lobs, I imagine 2 balls are coming and I want to keep that ball on my paddle for as long as I can. So wait for the ball to come to your waist high and then guide the ball all the way up. My personal tip on this shot is 1, use the screens if you think it's gonna help you. 2, make sure the peak of your lob happens on your side of the net. And finally, if your lob is still going out, just remember, it's an elevator, not an escalator. Remember, whenever you're out of position off balance, or if your opponents are too close and you need to buy yourself time, let the ball drop and try to guide it, keep it on your paddle for as long as you can. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I'll see you soon on the paddle courts.
We're back at the Boston Open Grand Prix, starting the 3rd set of this women's quarterfinal between Roxy Anika and Gabby Nicolescu, and Lynn Quiro and Macy Medeiros. Anika Nicolescu won the first set 6-2, and Quiro Medeiros won the second set 7-5. And what a comeback we just witnessed, Brad.
Yeah, it was a great job from, Quiro Medeiros, really just fighting their way to the victory in this set. Any huge point, they're down 2 match points. She hits a wide serve that draws Anika out wide, forces an error into the net, and then they just scrape and claw from there after saving it. And they got smarter on their service game, started staying back and using different service strategies. You saw the return and poach a couple of times, so kudos to them. And then, it's kind of the opposite way with Anika and Nicolescu now. They kind of know they kind of had an opportunity there, and for them, it's got to feel like it all just sort of slipped through their fingers, like water going through your hands. It's kind of, they just got to right themselves, get back to what they were doing well, and put this thing away. They just didn't do it there, but Quiro Medeiros had a lot to do with that. Yeah, that was a great set. Was there ever a moment, Lauren, where if I said to you, all right, you're going to put some money here on Quiro Medeiros taking this one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
No.
Because I didn't think they were just scraping and clawing, and
right.
It was like had it right at the end. Even that last point that they got on was so emotional. She's actually making a really tough get off the side screen, and scrapes it off and just gets an error out of Anika there. It was just great fighting. And that's what's great about this match.
At the beginning of this match, I would have said absolutely Quiro Medeiros could win this match, but they really were getting outplayed for a good portion of this match, and kudos to them. They kept plugging away until they found a way back in.
We saw little changes and little adjustments. Medeiros, who still hasn't felt, the crusher drive, started taking a little more pace off the ball, so she got a little more dip on the ball, and the ball was actually staying lower. Then they got 2 or 3 blitzes to work for them when they didn't get any to work for them for a long time. So little micro adjustments. They approach their service games differently with a lot of different, strategy uses. So great job by them.
I actually think that's key for everybody in this set, is to change the looks a little bit on the serve, because there's too many big returns on this court to just keep going straight at it.
Nicely played. Now, see, Quiro, when that happens, she can't play halfway. She's got to get right on top of the net and cut the ball off and volley it down. Or, honestly, she should just leave. Because she's giving her all the space to put it right at her feet. Even if she makes that volley, she pops it up. Nicolescu's going to close in. That's a big return from Medeiros. That's what we want to see. Ooh.
If she gets that going, that's going to be big for them in this set. Got her.
I don't know if it was in, though. Was it in?
Well, it hit her.
I don't know if it bounced first or not. I'm trying to listen. Out.
Oh, it was
there
out
you
first.
go.
I
was
thought
out.
it hit her when it was out. I didn't think it.
No,
bounced
I
first.
think it bounced right. It's just happening so fast. We can't really see it here on the monitor that well. So that ball was long. Ball was long. It should be 30 love, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40 love.
It's 40 love now. Yeah. There you go. There's the chaser. Oh, nice volley. So effective that play. So many points won.
Roxy, Nicolescu and Anika are like, where was that game at the end of the second set?
Yeah.
1 love.
I mean, after this amazing match here, we're going to go right back on. And the live stream is basically going all through the afternoon. Men's quarterfinals. And then women's semifinals. So great stuff coming up. Yeah, good hold there from Anika Nicolescu to start this game. Going after Nicolescu here. That's 10 balls in a row, right to her. Not using the middle of the court. They're going right in there, and they get burned that time. I'm not. Yeah, do you think that's a strategy consideration? Like on the step back, they're like, we're going to play this ball into Nicolescu's corner time and time again, and not use the middle of the court.
I don't know if they think they're going to get it into her screen, but she's standing there to block it. So, if anything, they're only going to end up giving her a forehand.
I'm just curious. I mean, you know, because I'm not sure that's 100% how I would go about this, but that
No.
seems to be what they're doing.
Yeah, it
and
does.
sometimes you can go after somebody and just, you know, think that's the right play and that's what you're going to do. And we're going to go in there. We know we're going to get the drive, but we're going to cut it off and make the volley. Just not sure that's the perfect player because they're not really creating a lot of movement in her. They're basically feeding her about a bunch of balls. That's a rip.
Good recovery by Medeiros.
Yeah, these players are so athletic. I mean, it's 4 of the most athletic players on the tour, on the women's tour for sure. I mean, there's a whole bunch out there. But
15-30.
all right, they used this a great effect in their comeback to win that
Good
second
serve.
set. Yep.
Got it.
But she's really spotting it better now. It's the same serve, but she's starting to put little spots on it. 1 or 2 more boards accurate, making the opponent stretch a little. In good position there to volley that, but just so much pace. Hard to deal with. All right. Nicolescu's just going to tattoo this right through the middle. Goes wide. Huge return. Great transition back.
A little frustration, understandably, from Anika just missing a few volleys that she wasn't missing.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great drive because Anika was on it. She knew what was coming. She was right there on the net. That ball was just so close to the net. And Anika was right there. She had to volley it up a little and just makes the errors. Such a good drive off the screen. shot. They're using the same strategy, so I have to think that's their thought process. But that's just right down to her forehand. And she smoked 2 of them in this game, so.
And I think they must think she's playing over more, and they're hitting it to her backhand. I can't imagine why else you would do that. Why would you feed Nicolescu forehands?
I don't know. Maybe she's trying to side backs, but I mean, she's just bouncing right in towards the back screen, and she's up the wire, like you said. It's not like she's in a space where it's not going right to her. I don't know why you wouldn't use a little long middle first, draw somebody to the center, then try to go behind them. It's more like they're just going at Nicolescu. But maybe that's a known quantity. Maybe they want to go at her knowing it's coming versus like having her range around and moving. So. Oof. Serve's thrown in a few of those today. It's an interesting thing because she's not going for a lot on it. You know, and it's really just a serve that's designed to start the point. But she's missed 4 or 5 in a couple kind of crucial moments. You know, when they made that comeback, she missed a couple of serves in that game.
She did. She missed 2.
Yeah.
Look, I think when you're feeling it, a little nerves or a little tight, it doesn't matter how hard or soft you serve. It's hard to make it.
That's huge. And again, there's the difference in that Medeiros return. That Medeiros return now is well inside the service box. And it's dipping down, and now the blitz has become effective. I love the way Kiro hit that second one. She just slapped it for a winner, like, get that stuff out of my house. That was great. All right, look at these guys having to make the adjustment now. I don't know if those cameras are picking up, but we're hearing some serious wind, I think, out there. Wow. I think just a little, I don't know if it's a little energy drop or whatever. That was a surprising volley miss there. All right, chance to get the break right back. Kiro Medeiros. Oh, I think that was wide, yeah. Great play, but Nicolescu, a little energy drop to me. Like before she was closing in, purposely attacking the volleys. There it's almost like she's kind of waiting on them, letting them come back in. You know, it's always a dogfight out there, but right now, chance to get to 2-2. No, this is a great match. It's been a lot of fun. You know, it's fun to see how they try to make their comebacks, right? And the little adjustments. You know, people have often described things about paddle. You can play it so many different ways. You can go hard and fast and try to play offense. You could slow the points down. You know, they just really been scraping and clawing. Kiro Medeiros, they're earning this stuff.
There's a beautiful volley from Roxy Anika. That'll make her feel good.
Love 15.
Yep, that's a great shot.
Love 30.
That's the challenging serve. She doesn't time that one. She's thumped a lot of good ones, but she hitting that hard serve. She did catch that one a little late.
Comes out.
Yep.
Spotty game here from everybody.
It does happen. You know, you get these energy bursts, and they're fighting so hard in that second set just to for Anika Nicolescu to try to close it out. You don't want to have to go 3. You want to just finish these guys off. Can't let them hang around, and Kira Medeiros just anything they can do to get to this spot right here to get to this third set. There's your safe spot on the court. And I don't think they've tried to go behind Anika a single time today. They're just working strictly straight over there. There's the middle, though.
Yeah,
I like using that.
Times, yeah. First point we've seen her.
Wow. Great play from Nicolescu. That's a smart move, but watch it hangs up a little. All right, got it a chase. Good. And that's big. Back to deuce. That's sort of like Kira Medeiros have been doing that, right?
Yes,
Scraping and claw, getting down a little, then winning those big points, not giving them it. And Anika Nicolescu can't quite come up with the goods there.
And it's endlessly
That might be out too, yeah.
To keep having game points and having big leads in games and
Sure.
losing them. It takes its toll on you.
No question.
Whoop.
Oh, wow. What a huge serve that was. It almost looked like a headshot. Like Nicolescu was just trying to get out of the way of it. And that was a monster. Yeah, she goes after her serve. And I don't want to give her the announcer jinx, but I don't think she's missed very many serves at all, if any.
Now she's missed about 3, I would say.
Yeah. Wow, great volley. She missed it though. Unless it hit her, I don't think it did. Right? She got out of the way.
She almost fell over, but she got out of the way.
Add in.
All right, advantage for Kiro. And she has been serving harder almost now. And Nicolescu's lost the timing a little bit here on a couple of these returns. She gets it back there. She got it earlier, not quite as deep as serve.
Tremendous
Wow.
lob. Wow.
Oh, catches her not backhand volley ready. She's standing there with her forehand off to the side instead of, once you get up the net, put that paddle up in front of you. She just caught her. And actually, Kiro should have a slight advantage there because, Nika's volleying up. If she's ready, she can volley that ball back down at her, but she's just not ready. Too good. I don't think she expected Anika to come in there and take that, Lauren.
Yeah.
Again,
Another
great.
lob on the line.
Yeah, great lobbing. It's going to get thumped. I love the way these guys are playing that screen there. Anytime Kiro goes hard in there, she just lets it wind right around to Anika. And then Anika's actually lobbing every ball right over there to Kiro. There's a change. I like that. A little confusion, ball around. Now we're trying to build some points. That's good use of the overheads now. The knowledge just pounded in there. She's moving her. Again, caught, not backhand volley ready. Makes that one though. It's gonna be missed. You can see once that ball's bouncing up over her head and she's trying to take it with a forehand on a scrape. Not catching up to it. That's a great ball.
Add out.
It's been the #1 point winner for Nicolescu. Just that hard overhead. She knows exactly where to spot it. This match is awesome. Oh my goodness.
She can't believe it.
Yeah, but it's funny because we remember when they were making that comeback too. Anika and Nicolescu
Yeah.
both had a couple of those high ones right there. They're missing probably 70% of those. They're getting those looks and they're just missing them. They had 2 or 3 in the Kiro Medeiros comeback and they missed them both. Huge, huge misses. It's starting to settle into like what's a more traditional type paddle match. Like they're really starting to lob.
Yeah.
A little more intention, looking to set up our points. Oh, wow. Great transition back again. job from Kiro there, working that onslaught of overheads. Great transition play, and that's out. Not her number one option there, that backhand. You've only seen her 2 or 3 times here, and that was a little low. Tried to hit a roller, just catches too much ball. Floats it long. Another break point.
This game is quite a battle.
Oh, and there it is, 3-1 now for Anika Niculescu.
Did give her the announcer drinks.
I guess, but she made about 10 serves since then, so I'm gonna cut myself some slack. She has been serving great on average, putting that ball in the box. Anika Niculescu, 3-1 up. Trying to put these guys away. Kiro Medeiros been like Houdini magicians, staying in there anytime it's been tough. Get down, you can see the sort of like the calm intensity. It looks to me like Anika Niculescu are going to try to wait for the right balls now. I think that's a lot more traditional. When they do take the net, they'll continue using that hard roller.
Nika's doing a really good job of lobbing over the ad player's left shoulder.
I think she's doing an amazing job, and she's staying very in the moment, patient, calm. You know, she's had maybe one blow up, screaming at herself. That can happen 2, 3, 4 times. You know, she's being calm and patient with it. Oh, wow. She let that thing go, but beautifully played from Kiro. Nice soft hands.
15 all.
It's out.
15-30.
Great use of the lob there from Medeiros. You can see how she's moving it left, right, making the guys switch at the net a little. Well played by Niculescu and Anika, though. You can see they've got the switch down. They have one player at the net, always close, and that player's not bothering to get those deep players getting all the lobs. And, you know, 15 years ago, you never would have saw that, right? It's just sort of a new way, and it's all better ways to use the court, and that's a great roller right into the crease. Beautifully placed.
Very patient point from Anika Niculescu.
You can see it though too. They're actually kind of slowing it down almost. For these guys, they're slowing it down a lot, and you know they're looking for almost the right opportunity. That was a perfectly played point. They kept all the overheads into the right spots, and then when they finally got a look, she went right in the corner and made the shot. Good for her. Girl miss on that one. She's been pretty solid with that return.
30.
I think it's just going to come down to these moments where they got to execute like we talked about in the beginning. Just wide. Confirmed by the umpire. You see Anika asking there. The players can't call them on the other side. They certainly can ask the umpire for a confirmation. Oh!
Jeez.
That's some great hands.
She's done that a few times, Niculescu, where she's just not waiting for the right shot to go for. She doesn't really have her feet under her to hit that.
Yeah.
Okay, break point.
Yeah, for certain balls, you know, it's important for the player to get set and ready to hit a shot. It's not that she can't make it, it's just the percentages go so far down. And there, Kiro with a smart little half blitz move there, and it actually disrupts Anika.
Yeah, Anika looked at her. Took her eye off the ball, looked at Kiro, and missed the volley. Again, not a big return from Medeiros, but, you know, good enough. And They keep themselves close in this set.
Yeah, there's definitely been, to me, what I'm seeing like is a little bit of a physical and mental drain. This is a fight now,
Yeah.
like a dog fight. Like before, I saw those guys closing in and trying to be almost aggressive with how they were playing those shots. Now they're sort of hanging back a little bit more, and they're really just slowing it down just a little bit. It's been a great match to watch.
Love.
Oh! She didn't move her feet around it. It's pretty standard screen drive, but the ball's swallowed her up a little bit. So they get this thing back to even. That's what they've been doing the whole match, fighting from behind. There's a good softer overhead there. I just called it out. Yeah, I think it was just back from what I saw.
Umpire confirmed.
It's a great shot of the stands and the crowds here. Enjoying a little bully boy whiskey and hanging out, watching some amazing athletes play.
Narragansett beer.
And after they do that, they can have a little remedy bar, a remedy shot, you know, work it all down the line, and get some gear from Fusion and order some stuff from Paddle Pro while they're at it.
You don't really need anything else.
They could probably listen, and while they're doing that, they could watch a My Paddle video. Good dipper there.
We're all even.
All right, some amazing men's quarterfinal action coming up right after this match. We got just terrific matches there. Powers Hughes against Arias Parsons. Humphreys Asas Koenig against Rams and Bostrom. Great matches coming up. We got Fraser Morgan against Durant and Mitchell, hometown favorites. Where's McNerney and Nolan? Against Berger Doya, so great matchups. Just wide, so close.
15 love.
All right, Giro confidently coming up, and great transition back. And swats it. She wanted to make, you know, Anika pay for that backhand chip, try to slap it behind her, but just overplays the ball. Shout out to Dave Marr, watching the match from Garden City, Long Island. It's a great match. I think that was Leccord.
Yeah, it was.
Some awesome shot. I feel like that could come into play. Who's going to get that kind of, we're really scraping and clawing here for every point. Who's going to get that, you know, it's a deserved break, but who's going to get that break there? Because that volley gets made if it's not a Leccord. There's a great dipping return now. I think they might want to deal with that a little bit. throw some different stuff in. The problem is it's hard to make the moves. The one, because Niculescu's serve is so slow, it's very hard for the net player to poach, right? Because they got to make a full commitment to it. And the other guy has plenty of time to sort of see him moving. So, yeah, here they go, a little stay back. Oh, catches that volley a little late.
40, 30. Go.
Oh, big moment to play that. She is pretty fearless and brazen with a lot of these things. It's funny, she hasn't played one the entire match, and at a crucial moment, she just brings it out. You gotta love the fearlessness. Great positioning there from Kira Medeiros. Oh no, she overplays her hand. Great volleying and good positioning there, Kira Medeiros. Nice, bringing it to deuce.
Deuce.
Yet another game where Anika Niculescu, they had 40 love.
Yep.
And I mean, it's hard to imagine that their heads don't want to explode right now.
Yeah, it's been the story. Kira Medeiros just fighting back from down, and a little bit of Anika Niculescu just not being able to kind of close it, close it out.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's a lot of that.
it's been a great back and forth affair. It's making it a great match, actually.
Yeah.
And you got to know, like, if they lose this, Anika Niculescu, they're going to be really, they're going to be shooting themselves at various moments. They're like, we had this, we had that, and Kira Medeiros are just going to be like, way to fight. They just worked it right through, and they fought through this thing. And there's the lucky break back there for Medeiros, and now they get a break point. Huge.
Break point. It'll be 3 games in a row for Kira Medeiros.
Other great quarterfinals. Cora Morgan, you see that on her feet on the bottom there. The first set tied 4-4 with Shane Sutter. Desno and Cruz through semifinals.
All right, well, Kira Medeiros are ahead for the first time in the match.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to even know how to play from ahead? What are they going to do? They're going to have to just keep scraping and clawing. This is great. First time in the match they've been ahead all the way here late in the third set. Amazing. It's just a testament to making some strategy adjustments. She wasn't feeling the huge forehand. She went to the dipper. They had some good service changes. Great stuff to watch.
Even in the set, they were down 2-love. They were down 3-1. They were down 40 love that game, and they just keep plugging away.
Yep. Ooh.
15 love.
That was a big forehand at a big moment.
15 all.
Medeiros got very little chance of volleying that. Just transitions back. Stay there, just stay up there. Right? 1, 2, 3, right? Great shots.
It was a little mesmerizing.
It was
like
perfect,
a
actually.
pendulum.
You know, they did a great job because they waited for her to get back, and then they hit it again. And then she had to move up the wire again, so you had to go back up 3 times, and she's just not balanced. Can't convert that drive there. It is there, it's available, but too good. Kept her too much in motion. Oh, all right, 15-40.
15-40.
I mean,
And Nika Nicolescu's first turn to play from behind here, and see if they can break it right back, turn the tables on the other team. You know, any outcome is not going to surprise me at this point.
No, but a third set tiebreaker would seem fitting.
Oh, there we go. 2 faults in a row, 4-4.
4 games
Let's keep
all.
battling. Good deep serve there from Nika, right on the back of the line. Yeah, great shot. And here's the problem that's happening when she starts to chase up the line. Medeiros feels like she has to move to the center to help cover in the middle, but the ball is getting cut off, and again, beautifully played behind by Anika, behind Medeiros. Oh, great job. Again, fearless. Love it. You know, it's still relatively new on the tour, that backspin shot for the women. There's only 1 or 2 players who really try it. You know, you got Zaboria, you got Anika, and that's pretty much it. I mean, who really actually making the spin back like that. So it's not, you know, they don't see it every day. Great shot. Just an awesome volley just to get it back, but they're going to lose the net. Oh, a little flat-footed on that one there. She could have moved out of the way and played it off the screen. She's a little on her heels. And they just went right at her. I wouldn't have said it was a particularly difficult ball, except she's a little flat-footed.
We're all 30 all.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let's play them all super close. I love it. That's a great spot on that drive from Medeiros. She slings it right off the right hip.
30-40.
Makes her hit the chicken wing volley. Can't come up with a good pace.
Hit on the return.
Miss hit. She's going to get a good look at that one. Yep. Kiro's definitely covering the most ground on the day. She's had to chase so many of those balls up the wire. That's right at the crease. Good move. She recognizes not going to hit there. Oh, that's good. Oh, good job. No! Gets it down. Great shot.
That's that transition volley. It's so tough.
Well, she made a smart play staying back on the one before.
Yeah.
She knew the drive was coming. And then Anika probably, given how far they were off the net, Anika could have moved in and sort of moved herself forward earlier. She sort of waited a little, and then by the time she got up there, plenty of space for Kira to get that ball down and made it a tough volley on her. So it was actually just a great play. This is great stuff. Serving for the match. Macy Medeiros. Ooh! 15 love.
15 love.
Thirty love doesn't get her feet around that one. 2 points from a huge victory. This is a breakout victory for Kira Medeiros. They've sort of been knocking on this door. You know, when they came in and started to play the year together, we knew it was going to be a really good team. Up and coming, talented player, and the former national champion.
And to do it in this way, they were being completely outplayed, and they figured out a way.
Okay, so your opponents have faulted.
Wow, just great spots, and now it's triple match point. Kira Medeiros, and what a turnaround, but we'll see. It's not over yet.
No,
I mean, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I mean, Nicolescu, we're up 40 love in the game before, and that is out. Game, set, and match Kira Medeiros. Lauren, that's some match there.
I don't even know what to say. It was just very impressive. You know, Kira Medeiros were being outplayed, as we keep saying. They stayed in there, and, you know, just a tremendous match, Brad.
Well, it's a testament to working your way through the problems, you know, starting to serve and stay back a little, and then you know, it's really just the big points. They played them a little better. You know, there were 2 match points down, lots of opportunity there, 40 love up, you know, Nicolescu on her serve, and it just stayed the course and hung in there. And I can't even tell, like, 100%. It was really just scraping and clawing until the very end. They got their first lead at 4-3 and closed it out. And Nicolescu and Anika, you know, they're going to think about this one for a couple of days because they had opportunities to close them and they didn't. And it's, you let somebody, you know, hang around. And all kudos, actually, to Kira Medeiros for sure, just for scraping and clawing and making it that tough on them. I mean, just a great job. And the adjustments they made, Little Dipper versus the harder, you know, the ball return, made all the difference in the world.
All right, and that's a wrap from the women's quarterfinals, and we'll be right back with the men's quarterfinals.
What is a cutter?
Ball with a lot of spin.
A cutter is a fun shot.
A cutter is an offensive overhead commonly used close to the net.
A spin shot where you get underneath the ball.
Side of the ball, bottom of the ball, the other side of the ball.
Carving around it in different ways.
You just have to have a loose wrist.
And you basically try to make the ball spin backwards or sideways.
It either spins short or deep and causes confusion for the baseline team.